Today, we're taking a look at the brand new Clan Wars inside of King Arthur Legends Rise. Once again, this is a sponsored video by Netmarble, so big thank you to them. If you want to check out the game for yourself, it's free to play after all. Click the link down below, go ahead and download, get started. If you're interested in joining a clan, my clan should have space by the time this video's released. Maybe you can take part in the next week's Clan War, but we currently have 25 members, but we do have a few spots going to be opening up very soon. So feel free to apply. It is the Coliseum. Now, if we go check out the Clan Wars, you'll actually notice that there's a war schedule over here. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Today is Wednesday, so we're right in between. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, my clan is absolute beasts of players, and they wiped out the entire enemy clan. So we have no more fights to do. So I can't, unfortunately, showcase my fights. That will be in the next portion of today's video. But what I can do, and honestly a feature that I really like, kind of wish Raid would do this, is I can look at the battle records. So we have Aphex Twin here. Check out the battle records. This is pretty cool, but this doesn't really show anything. But if we go into the battle details section, this gives us a little bit more information. But right here, this button right here is what is absolutely incredible. In Raid, you can't watch replays. In King Arthur, we can in fact watch the replays of what Aphex did against their clan, maybe what went wrong or what went right, and I can actually, adjust my strategy, take inspiration from their strategy. He has a Lancelot over here for the speed aura. He has a Clementine, I think's her name. I'm not really sure all the strategy behind this team specifically, but it worked. It got the job done. It was, I think, a 3-minute fight, so probably a little bit long. There's a 3x speed there, though, which is very nice. Big damage from her. I didn't realize she did so much. Is that her name, Clementine? Pretty sure it is. Yep, Clementine right there. Tristan, Clementine, Lot, and Lancelot. Lot is a recently buffed champion, so it's cool to see him being used. I actually have like a Chivalry 4 Lot, so I may even get some more use potentially. So we have his Lot going in, doing some decent damage, but we can see how the teams actually work and how they actually function. So not only is this great for inspiration, seeing what your other clan members are doing, but if it was to fail, you could go in there and see, okay, well, the other team is running this stuff. Let's adjust it based on that. Or if you know your clanmate has a, 200-something speed, go first champion, well, they went second. You need to go faster than that. You can adjust based on the stats you know are there and what they actually did and how they performed. This is especially useful for clans who have less communication, because instead of communicating in Discord or in the in-game chat, I can just see, okay, this is what they did to win, this is what they did to loss or lose. Good to go. We can try it out. Now, we did some work. We did it pretty quick, got through everything. Foothold destroyed. I guess they had no defenses actually set up there. It looks like Aphex Twin did some work on their team. So obviously the defenses are right here. So the enemy clan didn't put everything in there, and they haven't attacked us very much either. But you can see here, Decoup. Let's see his fight real quick. Battle details. All right, so we have a Morgan with turn meter reduction, probably going first. I don't think there's any speed aura here, but you can only use a champion one time. So once you use them, you can't use them again. I can go over some of the rules in just a minute, but they had a whole write-up, so it's very similar to Raid. Raid has a few uses. This game, you only have one use, but there's far fewer bases to actually hit. Now, if they set up more defenses, could be a little different. I want to see one more before we leave. We have Quirkzilla's team over here. Destroyed both of the attacks that he did. Very nice job. We have a Lancelot for the speed aura. We have Morgan for turn meter reduction. 17,000 power and then 9,000 power. You can't use the same champion twice. As you can see here, he would have just copied and pasted the team, but he couldn't do that, so he didn't do that. But in this team, I bet the Morgan's going first, probably with her turn meter reduction, and then everything's going to be good. Okay, there's actually not Morgan. She actually opens it with a different skill. Either way, he destroyed them, very out-leveled, but well played to him. Now, that is the first clan we're going against. Pretty easy matchup, but it's a brand new system. So what's going to happen tomorrow is, well, a few seconds in this video, you're going to be able to see me do my attacks, hopefully. Assume my clan doesn't just run through them once again. And then Saturday, we have another attack. But the awesome part about this is this actually goes from today, well, 122 Wednesday to 219 Wednesday. So it's actually for a few weeks. So we have even more clan war to happen. So instead of it just being like a few-day event, it's a multi-week event where you're continually attacking different clans, much quicker battles. You're throwing your stuff in there. You have some time to prep and all that kind of good stuff. Adjust your champions, builds, and the gears. But then you go in, do the stuff. You're done. Pick up some nice rewards. If you, I guess, are ranked differently, you're going to get different rewards. Obviously, it's the very first one. So we're in bronze 5, but if we went down here, bronze 5, 100 to 109, we're probably going to change ranks for the next clan war and then continue climbing. So at the very top, you're getting some pretty decent stuff. Expected victory reward, 500 gems, some of these glory tokens, pretty cool stuff. And participation bonuses there as well. Season rewards are looking pretty solid, honestly. Now this is rank 1. Let's look at like rank 500 to 1,000. So 200 gems, 2 summons, and some glory tokens. The war shop, let's see what glory tokens can get you. Okay, a legendary hero summon ticket. That is awesome. Some mastery memory stones, some relic summons, legendary tome chests. Okay, some other really good resources that you need. Some stamina, it's always needed. And some coin of reincarnations, really good stuff there as well. Stat change stone, it's great. I'll probably just buy this out, honestly, because I really need these. Really need these for the re-rolling. But this legendary hero ticket summon is really nice. I mean, if you're placing decent, you're basically gonna get that just right. When you finish it, you're basically gonna get it. I mean, 30,000. It may take you a few times to do it, but you're gonna eventually get that. That's really cool stuff. And then, of course, MVP and the consolation prize. So basically, you can look at getting a legendary hero summon very early. That's awesome. So work up higher chivalry for your champions or whatever it may be. But all right, guys, let's check out my attacks and how they go. All right, guys, so I was able to do my attacks. However, they're going to be from my phone because unfortunately I didn't have time to get to my computer and there were very, very few defenses to actually hit. That's going to change as we get higher and higher up into the ranking system, because right now we're in bronze 4, and as we get more and more wins, we're going to climb higher and higher, of course. But let's take a look at this attack and how it actually played out. So we'll open up the video. Let's shift it real quick. Control Shift R. There we go. Now we are facing it the right way. So looking at this player's defenses, he set 2 defenses total. The first one has a Lancelot in the speed aura essentially spot. So we have a Lancelot with a Morgan, essentially a speed team with a turn meter reduction, good damage, and then I forget what this champion does. The second team is actually a very similar approach to what I took. However, you'll see in this video, that was a little bit risky for me, the attacking player's side. So you have a Merlin with some freeze capability, a Guinevere, and then some other champions who don't really seem to actually do very much in the context of this fight. So me, I come in here, I go to select Lancelot. Also, you'll notice that Lancelot gives a 10% speed aura in all battles. Just like in many other games, you need to pay attention to this all allies or all battles, specifically all battles section in this situation, because it could be maybe only for a specific dungeon or only for a specific area, and that would be useless here. So we want all battles, or if there was ever in the future a clan war specific aura. But if we check out series, it has activates in arena and clan war, 20% attack speed boost. Now she is better than Lancelot for sure, because she brings other utility, whereas Lancelot not really, but I didn't go for her yet. So we pick Lancelot. My second position, I want Morgan. Just like in Rage, you want turn meter manipulation. And here, in this clan war, I want turn meter manipulation. Now, I make a small mistake. You guys are going to see that in just a moment. But I have Morgan in here. She's going to be doing the turn meter decrease everybody. And then Bedivere going in for some hard single target damage. We're looking at the effect resistance here, the buff they get. So let's go ahead and fast forward this a little bit. A hero that's already been used cannot participate in an extra attack. So my second attack, I cannot use these champions. So sometimes maybe you want to split your teams a little bit more. Maybe your Morgan is your best champion. Your Lancelot brings a speed aura, but your Morgan, let's just use her in a different team. Use your Lancelot in this team. Use a different champion who's not as fast as your Morgan. So like split your forces essentially so you can do very good in both teams. Now, when I started this fight, I couldn't click off of the auto fast enough, so Morgan opened up with the incorrect skill, unfortunately, but it didn't turn out to be that big of a deal because my Bedivere comes in here, smacks everybody. Now, Kay, I should have used her AoE skill. I accidentally used the A2, which is the single target skill. But the biggest thing I'm focusing on here is, okay, I need to save champions like Lancelot, not use his other abilities, just use his A1, charge Vigor for my Bedivere, who can just one-shot everybody, my Kay, who can do really good damage, or most importantly, my Morgan, who once she gets a turn, you're going to see, does fantastic turn meter manipulation, essentially. So Morgan comes around, we use her skill 2 this time. Watch their attack gauge bar. It's a yellow bar. So it goes down. It's nothing now. So now my champions are getting an extra turn. You can imagine how impactful that would be if I would have opened up with that very first thing from Morgan, opened up with that turn meter decrease, the attack gauge decrease, and now my champions are going to be getting even more turns, essentially. So you can come back around. There's no cooldown for it. It's just about the vigor you have. Come back around and then go back into another A2 skill with more turn meter decrease, essentially making them never take a turn. So being fast, having the speed aura, having good effect accuracy is going to be fantastic for actually winning in some of these siege fights. However, if you're on the defense side of things, I realized something that could be very, very scary. So when picking my second team, I was like, you know what? The first one, I beat the guy pretty easily. It doesn't really matter. Let's just throw in a crowd control champion with Merlin. Tristan's decent damage. Let's throw him in there. And then I throw in, I throw in Gillian and then Isolde. So these two champions do no damage. Merlin doesn't do really much damage either. And Tristan's my only damage dealer. This was a big mistake on my part because when you get into the fights, actually, apparently, let's see. So let's go back a little bit. 448. Okay, so you have 5 minutes, I guess, to pick your champions. When you actually get into the fight, you have about 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes for the fight. Now, this is in 3x speed, so that 10 minutes goes down 3 times as fast. Well, here I was, lollygagging apparently, and trying to select my skills when that's not what you should do. I mean, you should do it, but you do it fast. Don't do it slow, because this almost came back to bite me. Remember, I only have one damage dealer. So we fast forward some, and then I started to panic. I'm like, oh, wait a second. This team is, this is a timer. I thought it was going up at first for whatever reason. I just glanced at it. It's going down. It's going down fast. And I'm like, oh man, it is getting to 30 seconds and this dude's not dying. Or Guinevere's not dying. I was getting a little bit nervous. Like, okay, each second is like 3 seconds here. So I was waiting 1 second in real life and then 3 seconds going down. I finished it off with 8 seconds to spare. Absolutely way too close. So on the defense side of things, if you were able to build an extremely tanky, very healing, surviving team, you could stall the enemy for 10 minutes. I mean, if they're being slow picking their skills, it's going to be even easier. Or if you have a way to place abnormal statuses, which make them lose control of their character. Maybe they can't do what they want to do. That's another very viable strategy. So not only do we have the go fast, reduce their turn meter, reduce their attack gauge, and then you nuke them, we also have the strategy of, okay, control them. Don't play to win. Don't use your defense to win, but instead use your defense to just control them. So what comes to my mind are champions like Lot. He has some control effects. We have Gillian, who has some control effects. We have Merlin with the freeze AoE. There's a lot of other champions in the game. Of course, I don't know all of them and what they do, but there's a ton of other champions who do abnormal status effects or control type effects that can make your team win without you really even having to do damage. Now, I assume that it just becomes a loss. I'm not for sure if there's a draw system. Like, okay, I killed more of their heroes. Maybe I get the win being the offense attacker. I'm not for sure how that works. I didn't see that point, thankfully. I don't really want to go to that point personally, but as somebody building a defense team, maybe that's a strategy I explore a little bit more. Maybe I look into, okay, let's have some good heals, good support, very, very early in Clan War days, but those are just my thoughts. So guys, check out King Arthur Legends Rise and the brand new Clan War system. If you're interested in joining a clan, the Coliseum, my clan, should have some spots hopefully pretty soon opening up. Don't forget to click the link down below, guys. It's going to take you to a Google Sheets page where you can click a coupon code and enter it in the game. Now make sure when you do, you either delete the coupon code or you just highlight it in red so people know that it's already been used. That'd be a huge help for me as well as everybody else. So just go ahead, click that, guys. Thank you all very much for the support. Big thank you to Netmarble for sponsoring today's video. Best of luck in your clan war. Hope you guys get a victory. So far, we're undefeated. Granted, it's only been 2, but we are undefeated. Don't forget to download the game. Check it out. It's free to play after all. I bet you'll enjoy it. Thank you again to Netmarble for sponsoring the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.